beachfront real estate. This year, don't settle for less than a Honda. Visit your Augusta-Aiken Honda dealer.
At Parker's Kitchen, we go big. Our catfish sandwich. It's huge, bigger than the bun, with an extra large serving of Parker's signature sauce at Parker's Kitchen.
Live from Augusta, you're watching News 12, first at 4.
And happening now on First at 4, we are tracking more storms tonight with more possibly on the way as we enter into Father's Day weekend. I want to say good afternoon. I'm Courtney Hicks. Let's take it right over to your First Alert Chief Meteorologist Riley Hill in the weekend
for you just a bit.
All right, we'll stand by. Thank you, Riley. Breaking now, First at 4, a search for a missing woman closes in on the 24-hour mark. This is Susan Rhodes. Police believe she wandered into the woods after a car crash. We're learning more today about what police believe led up to that crash. Rhodes was driving on Gregory Lake Road when she hit another car, crashed into a ditch, and then went into the woods. Police believe she may have a medical issue. With that, let's bring in your Sydney Hood, who is live on scene. And Sydney, what are the latest updates on this very active search?
Well, like you mentioned, Courtney, we're about to hit the 24-hour mark. Law enforcement has been actively searching for Susan Rhodes. They are concentrating heavy on this part of Martintown Road, which is right off of I-20, Gregory Lake Road in front of me, and then Bergen Road behind me. But the reason we're in this spot right now, I'm going to step out of the frame so you can get a look at it for yourself. About 30 or so minutes ago, we saw maybe 3 to 5 officers go down into this wooded area where you see the Aiken County sign. There's a creek from what we could see down in there, just from what we could tell standing from the road. There's a lot of overgrowth there, so we couldn't get a really clear picture, but we saw officers go down in there, like I mentioned, about 30 minutes ago. Haven't seen them come back up, but that is one new spot that I noticed crews were searching at today. But like I said, they've been really utilizing the area off of Gregory Lake Road near where that accident took place yesterday afternoon. And I was speaking with neighbors up in that area, and they are concerned by everything that's been taking place. They are concerned for the safety of Susan Rhodes. They are just all around wanting some answers themselves. But like I mentioned, this is a very active search. It's got multiple law enforcement agencies involved: Edgefield County Sheriff's Office, Aiken County Sheriff's Office, North Augusta Public Safety. SLED is out here. They've been on the ground since yesterday afternoon. They took a break whenever it got dark last night, and they've been back at it since 7 o'clock this morning. They are not only on the ground, they are also up in the sky. I've seen several drones up there. We also had our Sky 12 drone out here today to get a better look at law enforcement in the woods for ourselves, as you can see on your screen right now. But like I mentioned, still a very active search. We've been in close communication with Lieutenant Swan over at North Augusta Public Safety with any updates he is able to provide us. But as of right now, crews are just kind of spaced out in the areas I mentioned, right off of Martintown Road, Gregory Lake Road, and Bergen Road as well. But we are of course, going to continue to stay on the ground as new developments come our way, Courtney. But like I mentioned, just...
Oh, okay. Well, a very not only concerning search, active search, but also very puzzling search, Sydney. And I'm sure you'll keep us posted. We appreciate you so very much. All right, protests over immigration.
Time and temp, brought to you by your First Alert weather team.
The CSRA has always been my home. People know my law firm for work in the community as well as for our life-changing results. That's local experience you can count on. Call Austin Jackson, the Augusta guy.
From fields across America, from farmers we trust, picked by hand, the tastiest, most beautiful peaches, handled with love and care every step of the way, delivered daily and in season right now, only at Publix.
Hop in. This is an add-on treatment for adults with COPD that is not well controlled and with a specific marker of inflammation.
Well, one morning, me and my wife were headed to work. The bus came out right in front of us, and then I woke up hours later in the emergency room. I was worried about the health and well-being of my wife. My son contacted Austin Jackson. They took all the pressure off. They said they will handle everything. And when they meant everything, they meant everything. I would recommend Austin Jackson Law Firm because they relieve you from all the pressure. Get Austin Jackson, the Augusta guy.
You're watching News 12, First at 4. Continues.
And happening this hour, we are tracking more storms this afternoon on into the evening. Your first alert chief meteorologist, Riley Hale, breaking now, first at 4. A search for a missing woman closes in on the 24-hour mark. This is Susan Rhodes. Now, just a moment ago, police announcing they do not have evidence to believe the location they have been searching is where she is. Police also believe she wandered into the woods after a car crash. We're learning more today about what police believe led up to that crash. Rhodes was driving on Gregory Lake Road when she hit another car, crashed into a ditch, and then went into the woods. Police believe she may have a medical issue. Now, this is drone video taken from our Sky 12 drone of the search in the woods involving the Aiken County Sheriff's Office, North Augusta Department of Public Safety, and drones. This is a map of where the crash happened near the Gregory Landing subdivision off West Martintown Road.
There's so much damage from Helene back here, and if she's in a medical condition, we don't know if she's, if something has happened in the wreck, or if it's, maybe she's tripped and fallen from the terrain. So it could be a plethora of things that could have happened to her.
Police say that she is not a danger to the public, but if you see her, call police. And we have an update within the last hour. We've learned a suspect is facing charges in connection to a murder at an apartment complex. Richmond County deputies say 29-year-old Terrell Green Jr. is charged with murder in connection to the death of 25-year-old Jerome Burley. Authorities say Burley was killed at the Landings 207 apartments on Fox Trace off Wrightsboro Road last week. And we have an update to it developing right and affordable child care options can be difficult. How one organization is working with centers in the area to come up with solutions. That's on the way. Hey, Riley.
Hey, Courtney, we are monitoring that threat for maybe a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings the rest of this afternoon, even into early tonight. Have an update for you just after the break.
Are you looking for?
We're expecting the mid-90s Tuesday through next Thursday.
All right, thank you so much, Riley. New this afternoon on First at 4, a post office is losing its contract after more than 4 decades. Neighbors and lawmakers are speaking out about the change at the Surrey Center. Some of you tell us the Surrey Center Pharmacy and Post Office is a convenient location where you receive your medications, pay bills, and more. Congressman Rick Allen writing a statement on Facebook saying, in part, quote, "My office has been in communication with the USPS to better understand the information used in the termination of this contract. I will continue to demand answers for those who use this location and people in Richmond County." Coming up on News 12 at 6 o'clock, your Audrey Dick Herbert spoke with neighbors about the closure. In less than an hour, you have a chance to weigh in. And new this afternoon, it's an issue many of you as parents and guardians have to face. How can you afford child care? Today, child care centers and officials coming together for solutions. This is video from today's Child Care Roundtable that was hosted by the Greater Augusta Black Chamber of Commerce. That was in Evans. Officials say with summer in full swing, it can be hard to find the right and affordable child care. This one mother here says she's a stay-at-home mom because of just that.
We came via the military and just stayed, so we don't have family to watch our kids. We rely on babysitters. So just finding people that we like, and that costs money, so we don't use them very often. But that's our only option at the moment.
Coming up on Live at 5, your Sydney Hood spoke with officials about solutions. And it's that time of year again where you are heading out for vacations, but with travel comes an increase in viruses. How you can protect yourself this summer.
Well, the Georgia Bass Nation High School Classic starts at Clarks Hill tomorrow and continues on Sunday. Have a look at that fish and game forecast for you just after the break.
Watch this. It's
all right. We'll stand by. We have a safety alert, a concert, a mall, in airports, and on planes. These are the places where people in the U.S. have reportedly been exposed to measles. And as you travel this summer, health officials are urging you to stay safe. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gather has more on how to pack virus protection into your travel plans.
It's a highly contagious disease, easily spread through a cough or sneeze. Measles cases continue to climb in the U.S., prompting an advisory from the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, warning of exposures during summer travel.
I think there are a number of viral infections that we need to be concerned about when traveling or just in the summertime.
Dr. Daniel Koritzkis with Brigham and Women's Hospital says the best protection against measles is vaccination. The CDC advises the virus can live for up to 2 hours in the air or on surfaces, and an infected person can spread measles up to 4 days before until 4 days after their rash starts. The measles vaccine is routinely given to children in 2 doses, one typically between 12 and 15 months, the other usually around 4 to 6 years old. But adults who haven't been vaccinated or are unsure of their vaccination history should also consider the vaccine.
In some circumstances, it might be appropriate for infants to get immunized, even if they're younger than 15 months.
Other viral travel threats, norovirus. Koritzkis says hand hygiene can help protect against that virus, and there's still COVID-19. He says cases typically tick upwards during the summer.
If you are somebody who's 65 and older or have a medical condition that puts you at greater risk for severe COVID, and you're going to be in crowded situations, especially indoors, then you should seriously consider getting a COVID booster if you haven't already done so.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
And the doctor goes on to say viral hepatitis is also a threat. One of the most common types is hepatitis B, which can spread through infected blood or bodily fluids. He also says to be aware of insect-borne illnesses, especially if international travel is in your plans, and say you should pack items to protect yourself from mosquito bites. New on First at 4, women veterans are being connected to resources.